All right, so we're diving headfirst into Shade Protocol today. You guys sent in a mountain of material, YouTube videos, articles, you name it.
Someone's been doing their homework.
Clearly, you're as captivated by this whole private DeFi thing as much as we are, especially their stablecoin, Silk Keg. It's like everyone's talking about it in hushed tones, even people who usually give stablecoins the side eye.
It's definitely piqued a lot of interest.
And you know me, I'm always drawn to the element of mystery. The phrase unconventional stablecoin kept popping up in the research, and well, I'm hooked, ready to untangle this with me.
Absolutely. Where should we start?
Let's start with the obvious. Why all the hype around stablecoins in the first place?
Right. So at the heart of it, stablecoins are booming because they address a major pain point in the crypto world. Volatility. Bitcoin, Ethereum, you name it. These cryptos can swing wildly in value, thousands of dollars in a day even. Stablecoins come in as this haven of predictability in a sea of uncertainty.
Okay, I get that. Stability makes sense. But I gotta be honest, sometimes I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of new tokens. It's overwhelming. How's anyone supposed to keep up?
I hear you. Even seasoned crypto enthusiasts
Mhm.
are feeling the overload. And that's reflected in what we found in the material, too. One article described it as a fractured user experience. Too many platforms, too many tokens to juggle.
Yeah, exactly. It's like trying to assemble a thousand-piece puzzle with no picture to guide you.
And that's precisely where Silk and Shade Protocol aim to make a difference.
Which, thank goodness for that. From what I've gathered, Silk is far from your run-of-the-mill stablecoin. It's like the secret agent of stablecoins,
Yeah,
all about privacy. I love it. Tell me more about that.
spot on. So most blockchains out there, they're transparent. Anyone can see your transactions, your grandma, your neighbor, everyone. But Silk, now this is where it gets cool. Silk operates on the secret network, which means your transactions are completely confidential. Only you have the keys to the castle.
Wow, okay. Now that's slick. Total financial control, huh? I can see why people are intrigued.
Absolutely. And there's another twist that makes Silk stand out.
Oh, there's more? Lay it on
Yeah,
me.
you got it. See, most stablecoins hitch their wagon to the US dollar, right? But Silk, well, it marches to the beat of its own drum. It cracks a whole basket of global currencies, even commodities. It's like a global buffet.
Whoa, hold on. Back up a bit. A global basket? That sounds mind-bogglingly complex. How does that even work?
I know, right? It's pretty ingenious. So instead of solely relying on the US dollar, Silk maintains its stability by pegging its value to this diversified basket of assets. Think of it like a safety net. If one currency takes a tumble, the others are there to cushion the fall.
So it's like a diversified portfolio, but for a stablecoin.
Precisely.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. So it's less reliant on the whims of any single currency. And hey, this ties into something we came across in the research, the whole euro dollar analogy. Remember that?
Absolutely. That's a really astute observation.
The euro dollar became a major player in global finance, right? Even though it wasn't tied to a specific country. So is Silk aiming for that same level of impact?
It seems so.
Mm.
But with those added layers of privacy and decentralization, there's a whole other can of worms.
No kidding. It's like they took the concept of a stable coin and blasted it into the stratosphere. It's no wonder they're calling Silk the world's first private global stablecoin. This isn't just marketing, it's a whole new ballgame.
Right. And the best part is, we're scratching the surface here. What's even more fascinating is the ecosystem they've built to support Silk Shade Protocol. Think of it as a toolbox, specifically designed to empower this unique stablecoin.
Wait, there's an entire ecosystem built around this. Okay, now I'm really interested. This is where things could get really interesting. Let's unpack this Shade protocol, shall we?
Let's do it. Imagine a suite of interconnected tools, lending platforms, a decentralized exchange in the works called ShadeSwap, even staking mechanisms. And it's all seamlessly integrated.
So instead of like jumping between a dozen different platforms for all my DeFi needs, I can just use Shade protocol.
You got it. One-stop shop.
I like the sound of that. Streamlined, efficient.
Exactly. It's all about making DeFi more user-friendly and efficient. And speaking of efficiency, let's talk about their single token model.
Oh yeah, the Shade token. Right, I remember seeing that in the material. One token to rule them all, huh? I'm all about simplicity.
Yeah.
But how does it actually work within this whole ecosystem?
So Shade, it's like the engine that powers the entire Shade protocol ecosystem.
Okay, I'm listening.
By staking your Shade, you're essentially providing security to the network, and in return, you get a share of the fees generated by ShadeSwap and the other platforms in the ecosystem.
So the more activity happening on Shade Protocol, the more rewards for Shade holders.
Exactly. It creates this self-sustaining ecosystem. It's fueled by activity and participation.
I like it. Sustainable too, not just about chasing those short-term gains.
Right. Long-term vision. But of course, as with any investment, it's important to acknowledge the potential risks. We need to look at both sides of the coin here.
Okay, yeah, let's get real for a second. What could go wrong?
Well,
What are the potential pitfalls here?
one concern that came up a few times in the research was Silk's stability or potential lack thereof.
Right, because it's supposed to be a stable coin, right? If it's fluctuating all over the place, what's the point?
Exactly. But there was that one comment that stuck with me about volatility being a feature, not a bug. That really applies here.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So because Silk is connected to this basket of assets, even small price fluctuations can create arbitrage opportunities.
Hold on. Break that down for me. Arbitrage.
Basically, traders can take advantage of these tiny price differences between Silk and the underlying assets in its basket.
Okay.
And this trading activity, it actually helps to balance out the price, ultimately making Silk more stable.
So the volatility, in a way, helps stabilize the coin. That's kind of cool.
It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? But another concern we saw pop up, and this is a big one, is liquidity.
Ah, yes.
Sure.
Liquidity, the lifeblood of any crypto project.
Exactly. What happens if there aren't enough people using Silk on Shade Protocol?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. Silk's unique design, tied to that basket of assets, it actually incentivizes liquidity providers to join the party.
Interesting. So the more people use Silk, the more liquid it becomes.
Exactly. It's like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
And don't forget, they have their own decentralized exchange, ShadeSwap, coming soon.
True. And hey, who knows? Maybe one day we'll see Silk listed on major centralized exchanges.
Now you're talking.
Imagine that, a decentralized, privacy-focused stablecoin going mainstream.
That's the dream, right? And that's the kind of forward thinking this project embodies.
It's definitely ambitious. Okay, so we've talked potential risk, which is important to consider, of course, but I'm more interested in the potential upside. Like, what could this mean for the future of DeFi if Silk takes off the way they're hoping? This whole euro-dollar analogy has me thinking big picture. What if this becomes bigger than just another DeFi protocol?
Now you're thinking on the right scale. Your research mentioned the euro-dollar for a reason. What if Silk, with its global basket and privacy features, actually starts to compete with the traditional centralized stablecoins?
You're saying, like, a real alternative to the established players.
Exactly. Imagine a world where Silk is traded on Forex markets alongside traditional currencies.
Whoa, hold on. A decentralized stablecoin on par with the big players in the Forex market. That's a pretty bold vision.
It is. But it really speaks to the potential for disruption that Shade Protocol represents. And it goes even deeper than that, too. Remember that whole thread about financial nihilism?
You mean that sense of disillusionment with the traditional financial system, the one that has people turning to things like, I don't know, risky gambling out of sheer desperation?
Exactly. What if Silk, with its stability and global accessibility, could offer a genuine alternative? A way for people to, like, regain control of their finances and participate in a more equitable system.
So it's not just about, like, making money, it's about creating a more just and transparent financial world.
Precisely.
That's a mission I can definitely get behind.
It all comes down to this. Could Silk be a catalyst for a real shift? Could it help move us from a post-truth money world back to one that's based on, tangible value and individual empowerment?
Wow, that's a powerful question to consider. Food for thought, for sure.
Definitely something to ponder.
Yeah.
This deep dive was really just the starting point, though. Remember, there's a whole universe to explore within Shade Protocol. Don't stop here.
You've given me a lot to think about. Thanks for guiding us through the ins and outs of Shade Protocol. It's been eye-opening. And for everyone listening, remember, this is just the beginning of your own exploration. Do your own research, dive into the Shade Protocol community, and see where your curiosity leads you.
Until next time, happy exploring.